15 turnovers a game. But they're stealing the ball 17 times. The better the competition you start playing, the more you'll find out those are false numbers. Right. You got to take care of the ball.
They're good time. You know, and they're actually trapping in the front and the back court.
Yeah, they're gambling, and there's a lot of bad habits because that's the, you know, Butler's the highest scorer. He's not the best player. Ruffin's really important to them inside, and that point guard, that sophomore, is going to be a really good player.
That's Ruffin's mother.
Yeah, but you know what he does? He has a lot of bad habits. He has the guy has an angle on him. He's coming from the other side, and he could get there before the guy. He'll let him go and start blocking every time.
That's what she said. He tries to block shots.
And he reaches across his own body all the time. Well, Mike,
is outside. Right?
yeah, just get out in front of a guy, and then when he goes up, get it this way, keep it in the floor. But you're going to create more contact going across your own body, and you get foul trouble. They reach a lot. The teams they play are not as good.
Yeah. That'll change tonight. This will be a fundamental team.
Yeah.
Monache's got that.
And their best player is a guard. He probably handles the ball, so he'll probably handle the press. He's leading them in assists. Yeah, go for it.
And that's the Carvajal kid?
Yeah. Is he owner he's related to any of the Valley Carvajal?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a big string.
Familiar name. So it'd be interesting, yeah. He can only go left.
Right here?
Parks. Yeah.
He's a sophomore, right?
Junior. Him and Ruffin, kid at the foul line.
Yeah.
He goes after the ball a lot. I mean, he's aggressive to the glass on both ends. Parks tries to leak out just a He's a kid that's going to be a really good player. And I tell you what, the kid that I think is a good prospect for a junior college is this kid right over here with the ball, Armbrister right here. He'll be a late bloomer, but he's as important to them as probably Parks is.
Well, I watched him get to the basket at will.
Yeah.
And he's stringy. Look at how long he is. Look at his arm.
He's a kid that in 2 years is going to be way better than he is now. He can play with older kids and better players. And they probably all will. I mean, their whole offense for most of the 28 wins, turn them over and get layups. You know, and then they don't even shoot a great percentage on 2-on-1. But they're active. They're really active. He's got some guard that. Oh, he's coming over. He's over here on this side. Reminds me a lot of Matt Vaughn. And that kid's not a bad player. He doesn't play too much. This kid right here.
What number is he?
He's number 2. Yeah, he's a sophomore. Parks, not Parks. Norton, Aiden Norton. You remember Bob Uphoff? Probably a player when you coached. He played for us at Fresno Pacific. He was from Monache. Really long arms, about 6'5", 6'6" white kid. Very athletic. He came over and played 2 years for us. I forget where he went. He went to JC first. But he was from Monache.
Sounds familiar.
There was a bunch of Uphoffs back then, brothers.
Do you have anywhere blank I can write for sponsors that we need to mention?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have 2 main sponsors for tonight. Okay. Make that again. We have Maverick Screen Printing.
Are these live already?
Yes. And it's okay. We anticipate them hearing us a little bit, especially when it starts. Don't worry about it. Okay? So we have one for Maverick Screen Printing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the first one. Okay. And then the second one is Iceberg Tools.
That's Kate.
Here we go, gentlemen. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2. Right here. Real quick. 1, 2.
All right.
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
How's it going on?
Good, how are you?
Okay, yeah, so Maverick Screen Printing, Iceberg Tools. And then whenever you say it, I'll hear it on screen, David, okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. At least they get at least one per half.
Yeah.
So 1 minute per half. So Larry.
So we're talking only into that mic. We're not hearing anything like that.
We're not hearing just careful, I'm going to make sure I clear out. Get going about the 2-minute mark. I'll just say a few things, introduce you.
But as far as the announcing, you're going to go ahead and let it do the...
Yeah, while their introduction, we won't speak.
Okay.
And then we'll more of just back and forth talking about basketball, no play-by-play.
Got it.
Good luck, Coach.
Notes? Can I put this anywhere?
Yeah, what do you need?
Mike said when we come back from commercial,
I got it.
he wants, oh, you got it?
Iceberg.
Nice. Yeah. And then if you can mention Mike,
Owner
you
of-
coached him, and then Caleb Bravo.
Right. Caleb's Iceberg.
So you can talk, he said you can talk about him in the, during that, after you mentioned the
Right.
game sponsors.
Sure.
So, you want me to write that down, or you got it, or?
Yeah, I got it.
Sounds good. Thank you. Because they're alumni, they're the whole alumni.
Right. Camera.
Hi, Coach.
What's going on?
You upgraded tonight. You upgraded.
I don't know about that.
Oh, come on now. Come on now. Have fun tonight.
Thanks. This is Del Basher. I'm here with Larry Lopez, former Apache, now athletic director in Fresno Unified. It's great to have you, Larry. It's good to see you again.
It's great to be here, Del. I really appreciate the invite.
You know, this is my third game in the Hive, and this is a real promising team. I think they're in for more of a test tonight. The last 2 playoff games, they pretty much had their way with their pressure and their transition game. But this game sets up a collision with a third meeting with potentially McLean, who they split games with this season. So it should be a good one.
Yeah, I think with the McLean situation, they got their hands full tonight. They're playing McFarland. McFarland beat, us, Roosevelt over in the HIT. They beat Edison. They've had 2 marquee wins in our section. So, I think that's going to be a tough battle for them tonight. So it'll be interesting to see how that all works out.
Yeah, we're just moments away here from the starting lineups, and I expect, I don't see the Hive band tonight, or the Hornets band.
And welcome to tonight's Central Section Division 4 semifinal basketball game between the Monache Marauders and your Sanger West Hornets. We remind all players, coaches, and spectators that tonight's game will be conducted with the highest expectation of fair play and good sportsmanship. Please cooperate in making this contest exemplary and in the finest tradition of interscholastic athletics. We also remind you that all CIF and Sanger West High School rules will be enforced throughout tonight's contest. Please help us in the promotion of good sportsmanship towards the players, coaches, officials, and fellow spectators. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps for tonight's national anthem. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's matchup, where we have the visiting Marauders and your Sanger West Hornets. We will begin with the starting five for the visiting Monache. First off, we have number 0, Dylan Hall. Next up, we have number 2, Jaden Garcia. Next up, we have number 3, Gabriel Carvajal. Next up, we have number 4, Tyson Arrington. And finally, number 21, Caden Perez. All right, Hornet fans, we need you on your feet. Make some noise for the starting five for your Sanger West Hornets. Starting for the Hornets, we have number 2, Aiden Norton. Next up, we have number 3, Justin Armbrister. Next up, we have number 11, Jordan Ruffin. And finally, number 23, Nate Hernandez.
Well, here we go, Larry. This should be a good one. I think the Hornets are going to have to really take care of the ball a little better tonight and do a good job on the boards, as well as the help side defense to come out with a victory here.
Well, you know, you got Monache coming in at 21-8, second place in league, 8-2. You know, Gabriel Carvajal has been averaging about 17 a game. That's their gunner. It'll be interesting to see how they handle the press.
You know, and as a guard, a shooting guard, he's also leading the team in rebounding as well as tie for assists. So he's going to be one of the key Marauders that the Hornets are going to have to slow down.
This is going to be a good one. I look forward to it.
Talking to Coach Paredes, he kind of expects to see a 2-3 zone out of them. We'll see how they open up.
1-3-1, kind of a matchup.
Almost a 3-2, yeah.
High speed inside.
You
know, made baskets allows them to get into their press, so those are keys, you know.
Right.
I know they like to pressure off of missed baskets as well, but made baskets really allows them to crawl up into somebody's area.
They got a little fortunate there. They got the travel call before probably what was a foul. I think they're going to have to pick their spots on the gambles a little bit and just get that pressure with the traps and try to trace and get a piece of the ball. Let's see if they can go inside again. Skip. Nice.
Nice pass.
Nice offensive rebound by Armbruster after his penetration. He's had a really good run the last 3 games that I've been commentating and watching him play. And he's, I think, a kid that's only going to get better. He's one of the few seniors on this Hornets team.
I mean, look at his body. He's really long. You know what I mean? He's able to kind of get into spots. He's slippery. I really like this game. I've been watching him the last couple of times, and he's really athletic. And like you said, I mean, I think he's got some potential to be a very good junior college player and maybe even have an upside after that once he puts on some strength.
Pretty skilled with both hands. He can go right or left.
Basket's good.
Comes the trap. There's their score. Good rotation.
Monache's trying to break their press with the 3 across, which is kind of a really good way to kind of stabilize all that pressure, but we'll see if they can handle it the rest of the way of this quarter.
Aggressive move by Parks. He's their leading scorer, but he's got to be careful. A lot of one-leg takeoffs. If you get a good defensive team that gets back and gets in position, that can cause problems.
Kind of find it interesting that the athletic director for Monache is also the head basketball coach.
Oh, okay. I don't think the South Valley teams see this kind of pressure quite as much. It may take them a little while to settle in and really get comfortable with the kind of pressure the Hornets are going to bring on made baskets.
This is a good way to stop the bleeding a little bit. Get to the free throw line, kind of settle in, get some easy baskets, and then try to get your momentum back.
Yeah, the Hornets play at a 70+ points per game, and these guys have, they're 23 wins or whatever they have. They've been around 58 to 60 points per game.
Okay, they're running a soft press of their own, kind of a 1-3-1, kind of slowing the tempo down through just position defense.
Nice pass. Oh, he missed it. Stay with it. Good hustle.
Foul called on number 3, Gabriel Carvajal. Substitution for the Hornets going in is number 10, Tyson.
Aiden Norton came out of the start of the game last game, hit 3 threes early for the Hornets, and he's only a sophomore. I think he's going to be a really fine player the next 2 years.
Nice pass, good finish. They broke that down by going into the middle, kind of running that X formation, kind of press breaker. So they got to the middle, penetration, nice dump off. Nice Euro step. Good follow. Okay. There's a lot of athleticism out there for the Hornets. You know what I mean? Sanger West's got some size and some athleticism, and I think that's going to be something that Monache's going to have to get used to.
Carvajal hasn't gotten the ball in his hands much yet. He's their leading scorer. Travel. Bell into the game for the first time, replacing Ruffin, number 10.
Cross-court pass intercepted by Carball. Oh, nice finish.
Tip. Foul.
That's 2 turnovers in a row, back-to-back, Dal. You know, we got to be able to take care of the basketball at this level.
Yeah, that's first foul on Norton. He's had a little bit of trouble in some of the later season games in foul trouble, and part of it was times that he reaches for the ball there. It was just kind of an unfortunate loose ball he was going for.
And number 11, Jordan Ruffin.
Good anticipation, nice play.
Good move to the basket, just foul short.
Last touch by the Hornets, it'll be Marauders ball.
Carball was in trouble there. He just threw it off the leg, and now they get an OB on the baseline. Kick ball.
Got a kick ball, new shot clock.
Good steal by Norton. He has good anticipation defensively. Wow.
It's a nice little crowd here from Monache coming down and supporting their team.
Justin Armbrister.
Armbrister in for Norton. See if they don't try to pound it inside again. They've had success on Ruffin's side of the floor.
Well, that's the 3rd turnover already of the quarter. I mean, you got to take care of the basketball. What's happening is they're playing catch up top. They need to be able to flatten the zone out, maybe go to the corner. That way they can get that little high-low set, or at least look into the middle to get that action going.
And on the defensive side, this team has some better ball handlers. They have some seniors that can handle and attack, and they're going to have to get back in transition better than they did that possession.
You know, they're not real big, but they're all kind of the same size. You know what I mean? They're all kind of 6 foot, 6'2".
And they look like they can all handle fairly well. I think, like I said, as they kind of adjust to the pressure, I think they're going to have to be a little more conservative and make sure they're in good help rotation on their defense. Hornets.
He's nice. He can get at the cup.
He's at will. Yeah. He and Karan both, when they're in attack mode, they're tough. If you don't get back defensively in an established position, they're gonna take it to the cup. They're in the penalty. What do you think about this? You know, back in the day when you played, one thing I would say is I was fortunate to have great point guards, and you were such a good assist to turnover ratio guy and a good defender. But now with this 15 foul, they shoot 2 and then they reset at the quarter. I'm not a big fan.
I'm not either. I'm not sure why they went to that. I mean, I know the college level is kind of changing and they're trying to, you know, make that adjustment to the next level. But I mean, I think it just changes the game and the pace of the game too quickly.
And I like the pressure of the one-on-one.
Yeah, I agree.
Good. Another steal by Norton.
Woo! Oh, no! What a finish.
And 1.
Yeah.
Very athletic. That wakes up the crowd.
Yeah, that caught me a little bit by surprise. I didn't know he had it in him. Good for him. That was a great finish. Now he gets to go to the line, finish the 3-point play here, and get them into their press.
Good start by Karan tonight. Good tip from behind.
Tip out of bounds, it'll be Marauders ball.
Looks like Sanger West plays a man out of bounds.
They
Is
do.
that what
The
you're
last
seeing?
time they tried to run a screen, the screener, and got a pretty good inside possession. Let's see how they defend it this time. Uh-oh, they can go back. Turnover.
I know some people are complaining about that going into the backcourt, but as long as he doesn't touch it in the front court, he touches it in backcourt, that is not backcourt.
Yeah.
So.
Off the Marauders. Let's see what Coach Paredes has here. He has some really nice OB plays. I'm sure he picked a lot of them up from you. They do a nice job on the baseline out of bounds.
So it looks like they go with a baseline OB team,
Yes.
where they bring in, the same 5 guys. I've never done that. The only reason is you get to bring a kid in that has 4 fouls. He gets stuck in the game because, it's a baseline out of bounds play. I feel like everybody on the team should know what they're doing. But a lot more coaches have gone to that mentality over the years.
Yeah, I was always of the philosophy to teach all my key rotation players, multiple positions of our OBs. Foul. And 1. Nice lean in.
That's a Dalbatior special right there.
That was
Nice
the number
lead-in.
4, Harrington, junior shooting guard.
Jumper's good. Made by number 4, Tyson Harrington. Foul called on number 23, Nate Hernandez.
Tyson Harrington averages about 13 for him, so he's their second leading scorer.
Yeah. Be a nice returner.
Tyson Harrington converts the 3-point play.
That's just a 4-point game, so
Substitution for the Hornets.
they're really controlling the pace by the zone they're throwing up, and it slows down the offense. See if the Hornets can continue to score so they can get into their press.
Little confusion here.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out who's flashing middle. Good move by the big man. Good finish.
Yeah, I think that was a point of emphasis for Coach Paredes. Nice, good rotation. Last game, the middle was wide open, and I don't think his perimeter guys looked enough to that center position, particularly when Ruffin was up in there, because he's a big body, and you can get that catch in the middle. He's either going to have something good or he's going to have his low guy. See if they can get into their offense a little quicker.
They're having trouble inside with just the length and the strength. Like we said, they're about 6'2", but they're starting to see a little bit of the 6'4", 6'5", kind of taking over.
Yeah,
inside.
Ruffin's a handful. He's a big kid. He's energetic. He's active on the glass for the Hornets.
He's put together. He's a good-looking kid. He's got a pedigree about him. That's Williams, Art Williams, comes from that family.
Okay.
For
sure.
And that's Ruffin's maiden name. The mother is
Played a lot of basketball with Art Sr. as well as Art Jr.
Yes, sir.
Missed both of those. And 1. A little late. Right idea.
Nice job getting across half court, running your offense, not looking spooked and kind of settling down, and it's turning into be a real good game.
Shooting game 1 is number 0, Dylan Hall.
A quick shout out to a couple of sponsors for tonight's game. Iceberg Pools, a name you'll know. Caleb Bravo, former Sanger Apaches basketball family. And also Mike Paredes, Coach Paredes' business, Maverick Screen Printing.
Yeah, well, I was fortunate to coach the Bravo brothers, and also, you know, Coach Paredes. So, you know, really good athletes, really good kids, and this success doesn't surprise me all the way around.
And I've mentioned this in our past broadcasts. You know, the benefit for them hiring a great hire in Coach Paredes is he brought these kids up through the AAU program. And so it's not like the system was new to these kids this year. You know, he jumped right in and took the program to the next level, and I think they'll continue to rise. They have such really a roster of mostly underclassmen.
Well, the thing that's been most impressive about Sanger Unified in general is just watching how the infrastructure has really taken place, you know, with AAU, travel ball, and everything else. And so, you know, they're pretty much copying, you know, the Clovis model. And as a result of that, you're seeing the success of them walking into the NYL and CMAC right out the gate.
Nice finish. I think as this game goes on, the Hornets are going to have to take good shots each time. This is a team that's not going to give you anything easy. And 3-point ball game.
Great executed lob. Well done.
Turnover. A little out of control. Yeah, that was a back screen that is Al Alvarado play that Mike brought over here. And I give him a hard time about it because to me, that was executed, like you said, very well. And there's very few high school players can do what Karan just did. And so to me, it's kind of a high risk, low reward play, but it certainly gets your team going if you can execute it.
Yeah, no question. But, you know, that might be something to keep in your back pocket until the fourth quarter.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that could win you a game right there.
He tried to run it 2 or 3 times last game, so they didn't pick it up on the scouting report. I was commenting last game that that's a play I'd save for in the next round when you're up 30.
No, I hear you.
See if they, you know, I think one thing that they didn't play against the zone a lot this year in their 25-plus regular season games.
Nice little high-low set.
Yeah.
Pretty much tilted the guy and tilted their offense a little bit to kind of split the top guy.
And they always have
what you need to do against a one-man front.
Right, and they have a lot more success anytime they get the ball to the sideline. And if they go sideline to sideline, they even have more success. Long shot, he's got a chance. Ooh.
That was a nice 3-point shot by Hall to finish the quarter. We got a final score in the first quarter of 20 for Sanger West, and then 16 for Monache.
Right.
Really good quarter.
Yeah, it's a good quarter. I think, you know, any game you play in basketball, to me, it comes down to take care of the ball, get good shots, defend and rebound. You know, and I think this is the kind of game that'll really help the Hornets to improve in those areas, because so many games they get a little lackadaisical with the ball sometimes because they're up 20 and they're turning teams over. But this is going to be a different kind of game that's going to help them. Again, a shout out to Maverick Screen Printing and also Iceberg Pool for their sponsorship of tonight's game.
Yeah, we really shout out to both of those individuals, Mike's organization and also Caleb, for supporting Sanger basketball.
The Marauders will start with the ball here and begin the second quarter.
4 points here, Marauders with first possession. Nice penetration.
Nice move by Carbajal to finish that in traffic.
I think they're going to sit in this zone the whole game and try to make them, you know, play on the perimeter. And if they're going to have to keep pushing that ball inside if they can. There's a good shot. Nice pass. I tell you, they're scrappy for all, you know, not being a real tall team. They got a nice balance.
They got good movement too with the ball in their hands. You know what I mean? They're spreading out, kind of penetrating kick, but there's good ball movement. You know, when you move the ball side to side, I mean, defensively you got to work.
To see them get right into their zone offense here. Shot.
That'll help break any zone.
Get a couple nice dunks, you get a lot of confidence.
Nice back cut.
Missed it.
Quick timeout by Monache. 2 threes in a row. That's a good way to punch the zone right up.
Yeah. Larry, you would know this, but do they do any 3-man crews when they get into the later part of playoffs or state level?
Yeah, that, you know, that's the thing that's changed, right? You know, I myself, I'm a 2-man crew guy.
Okay.
I mean, I just think when you have 3 people out
Yeah.
there, somebody feels left out and they overcompensate by feeling like they got to earn their paycheck and make a call.
Well,
you know,
regular season, were there 3-man crews for league?
they try to do as many 3-man crews as they can unless you request a 2-man crew, because when you get to the playoffs at the state level, everything's 3-man.
Okay. Uh-oh. Let's see, are they going to call that in the act or not? Is that going to go
I think
baseline?
they called that on the floor.
Yeah, baseline. Out of bounds.
You got Christian Paredes coming in off the bench here for Sanger West. You know, they're going to be forced to extend this zone a little bit, because if you start knocking down threes, that's going to force them to do that.
Yeah,
so
that's a good look.
3 in a row.
Got the lead up to 11 now. Nice block by Ruffin. 23 seconds shot clock here. Let's see.
Warning call on the Marauders.
I remember I used to have, you know, assistants make sure that out of a timeout or a warning or anything else that you're letting me know how much is on the shot clock. Sometimes you get into the game and just kind of forget, but those are crucial possessions that you're giving up.
Yeah, and that's a lot of times you see benches now count it down for their teammates.
Got a back pick right here. Good nice look. Good offensive rebound by Ruffin.
Number 2, Jamie Garcia. Shooting at 1 is number 11, Jordan Ruffin.
Monache's got to be real careful right about now. This could get real out of hand really quick.
Yeah, the thing I've seen about 5 games, though, I have not seen when they play a team that is pretty good at taking care of the ball, that they get a 13, 15-point lead, and then all of a sudden they turn around and it's under double digits. See if they can stretch it out. They gave up a 3. They can't relax. They got to keep their foot on the pedal and bear down defensively. See what we got here. Gonna go with a back screen again. Nope. Oh, good luck.
Kind of running that old Boston overload, nice back screen, and then this time they went with the slip. That's a nice job by Ruffin.
Gonna get a weak side 3. I didn't see it. Saw a better option.
Being able to score off a baseline out of bounds play is just icing on the cake, right? I mean,
I think that's one of the most difficult plays to defend because you just don't practice being turned inside out with the ball on the baseline. I spent a lot of timeouts driving the ball into the paint and then using the OB as an offensive advantage.
Nice still, nice pass ahead, all right, this is the pace the Hornets want to be playing at. You know, the thing we used to say, you know, is fouling negates hustle.
Yeah.
You know, you do such a good job of just getting that rampant pace, and then you get a reaching foul, and it's all that energy for nothing. So,
right. And you don't want to, your defense shouldn't be dictating on stealing the ball as much as tipping the ball in the pressure, double teams, or turnover. Get a piece of the pass and let your rotations make the play.
Or a quick shot, right? You know what I mean? To pull up, you know, something that's kind of, you know, with nobody underneath. Those are all like a turnover.
Yeah.
You know, if you can rebound and get somebody to push the shot early.
Looking for a high pick and roll in the zone. Oh.
Kind of got away with the travel.
Oh, he missed it.
Nice pass.
Another turnover. Follow. Got this up to 18 now.
That was a nice little 6-0 run.
Yeah.
You know, the perimeter shooting kind of changed the whole concept of them in that zone. It'll be interesting to see if they come out man-to-man anywhere anytime soon here.
Well, and they're having so much trouble with Ruffin in the interior of the zone. There's not a direct person, you know, assigned to just block him off, and he's very active in that.
And that's the one thing bad about a zone, right? Yeah. You know, is not being able to actually have a defined person and who's blocking off who. You know, guys are freelancing, getting free rank right to the cup. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they have to lock up man-to-man to kind of get back into this game.
And Parks has really increased his play over the last couple games. He came out early with the highlight dunks, and now he knocks down a 3, and he's real active tonight.
And he's only a junior, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think the only Hernandez is the only senior starter. Oh no, excuse me, Armbrister has not been in there. He's got a couple other reserves in there right now at the guard spots. Where you don't want to pick up needless fouls and give them easy ones at the free throw line. That'll be the 4th team foul. Turnover. Oh, I didn't think I was going through. Good rebound. Nice pass. Good luck. Very good shot.
Early offense.
Another turnover.
Good finish.
Nice unselfish play by Parks.
I just like the way the Hornets are playing. They're kind of playing within themselves and not kind of all over the place. It's almost like a mission that they feel like they need to get back to that, you know, man-to-man prowess and just kind of lock up. And I'm really impressed right
And the thing they've done better tonight too is they're within their press have not reached as much and caused the had needless fouls. And it's really benefiting them.
I'm gonna have them down for 3 turnovers. I mean, they're taking care of the basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you take care of the basketball, you get possessions.
Yeah.
Foul called on number 10, Ronaldo Jonas. Substitution for the Hornets coming in is number 23, Nate Hernandez.
Hernandez back in. Looks like they are in a man now.
It's hard to tell, you know what I mean? It looked like a 2-3 zone almost, you know what I mean? You have 2 guys switching up top and 3 low, but they're kind of matching up with the guy in their area.
14 fouls.
Jordan Ruffin and number 5, Justin Arverson.
I'll tell you, Norton's not shy.
No.
See, he squares his shoulders, he gets a good look, he's going to put it up.
Yep. And I'll tell you what, Ruffin has some good hands. He's in there, he's after everything. They're having trouble in the interior against the size. Foul, that puts them to the Hornets to the penalty.
I think Mike's done a really good job of just kind of getting Ruffin in and out of the lineup so he doesn't pick up any cheap fouls. You know, that's his Achilles heel. So that's what happens when he's in the game. I mean, he's productive.
The game they beat McLean at home the last time, it got a little close at the end, closer than it should have been because of some foul trouble that they had that game. Norton particularly was out the last 5 minutes of the game, fouled out.
And those are 2 teams that play similar, right? You know, they're both going to go up and down. They're going to pressure. They both are, you know, they're both good teams athletically.
But Coach Paredes did not press them last time. First time he pressed them, and they said they went right through it. So the last time, he showed a soft half-court, you know, pick-up man, and they really kept them on the perimeter most of the game.
Jordan goes 2 for 2 at the line.
Tough shot. What's the call?
I couldn't tell. It looked like a hold, but I think it was on Monache.
It's going to be 2 shots, unless it was offense. Another
Foul called on number 2, Aiden Norton.
Oh, that was called on Norton.
Oh, it was called on. Okay.
Shooting 2 at the line for the Marauders is number 1, Cooper Baxter. Substitution for the Hornets coming in is number 4.
Nice crowd here tonight, you know, coming out and supporting the Sanger West Hornets. It's good to see. Traditionally, Sanger's always been a really good group of fans and parents that follow their team. So I'm glad to see that that tradition is continued here.
Hey, and how about that new gym we had the tour of before this game? Boy, that's going to be special when they open that facility.
That thing was unbelievable. You know, thank you for Harris Construction letting us in. Stephen Valdez giving us the tour. My former player there. That was awesome to go through.
And this is quite a gym. And this is the middle school. Nice pass. No foul. Good. Wow, good second quarter for the Hornets. Really playing well, both offensively, with their turnover to assist ratio, and they're doing a great job on the boards.
We are more than a school district. We are Sanger Unified, where every student is known by name, by story, and by strength. 13,000 students strong across 180 square miles, from quiet country roads to busy city streets, from pre-K to high school to adult education, we are united by one powerful belief. Every student deserves a chance to thrive. Excellence lives here, on our campuses, in our classrooms, in our departments, and most importantly, in each one of us. Sanger Unified is an award-winning district with National Blue Ribbon and California Distinguished Schools. Our graduation rate consistently exceeds state averages, with most graduates continuing to college or certified training programs. Families are choosing to enroll here and stay. From vibrant dual language programs to college-level AP coursework to career technical education, our students are aiming higher and going further. Here, learning goes beyond the textbook. Every day, students are getting hands-on experiences in agriculture, engineering, education, health, media, and more. Because building a future doesn't start after graduation. It starts now. At Sanger Unified, students are never alone. Every school has built-in systems of care and support. Every student has access to expanded learning at no cost and with no one turned away. We focus on the whole child. From academics to social-emotional learning to safe campuses to trusted adults who believe in every student's potential. Because when a student feels safe, seen, and supported, they don't just learn, they excel. Our pride runs deep. In championship games and daily practices, our athletes lead with heart. Our teams are fierce, focused, and family. And no matter the sport or extracurricular activity, we show up for each other, loud, loyal, and proud. This is who we are. Learners, leaders, teammates, trailblazers. At Sanger Unified, every classroom, every field, every student matters. Every child, every day. Whatever it takes. We are Sanger Unified.
CDS is more than a school. It's a family. We're a small campus with big opportunities. Teachers know your name, your goals, and your struggles. They don't give up on us. Even when we've given up on ourselves, that connection makes all the difference. CDS shows that education doesn't have to be one size fits all. Some of us learn best with a camera in our hands. Some of us learn best building something from scratch. This school meets us where we are and helps us get to where we want to go. We are Mavericks. We work hard, we have fun, and we're proud of what we're building for ourselves and our community. Once a Maverick, always a Maverick.
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 Once a Maverick, always a Maverick. Once a Maverick, always a Maverick.
Once a Maverick, always a Maverick.
Once a Maverick, always a Maverick.
Once a Maverick, always a Maverick.
Once a Maverick, always a Maverick.
Once a Maverick, always a Maverick.
Hey, once a Maverick, always a Maverick.
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 Once a Maverick, always a Maverick. Once a Maverick, always a Maverick. Once a Maverick, always a Maverick.
Once a Maverick, always Maverick.
Once a Maverick, always a Maverick. Once again, congratulations, Mavericks. Again, the amazing growth that we have seen in all of you. You've learned so much about yourselves, who you are, where you come from. Some of you learned so many things. You've learned to forgive yourself and the people around you. You've learned to set goals, and you learned about the importance of academics and how it can change the trajectory of where you're going and where exactly that you want to be. And I think most importantly, you've learned a very important lesson that life and happiness is what we do for others. So whether we do pictures or streams or taking meals to our friends at Hope Sanger, you've learned about the importance of happiness and happiness that comes when we do for others.
You're good. You're good. Oh, wait till the other guy comes up.
Sorry.
Getting some good shots. Yeah, it's hard to know exactly. They happen really quick.
And then the lens goes so far out, so it makes it kind of hard to get those angles.
Well, I figured that. Well, that was a great, entertaining half. I think Sanger West could be more pleased with the way they played this first half.
I think they played with more attention to detail. They took care of the ball better than I've seen them so far in the playoff run. And you know, this is the semifinal. The next one's the big dance downtown for the section championship. So good first half for the Hornets. Let's see. Hopefully they can put 16 more minutes together here.
We'll see what Monache does, see if they got any adjustments that they made at half to come out and try to put themselves back in this game.
Yeah, if not, it's a long ride back to Porterville.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that tour of that new gym is going to make put Sanger back on that map. You know what I mean? I'll tell you, looking at that and, you know, the tour we took right before this game started was unbelievable.
And it's the nicest gym between here and over the Grapevine.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I mean, you know, and that, you know, I'm proud of Sanger. being able to put something like that together, and they upped the ante, in this district to make sure that this school had everything it needed, to maybe host the Valley Championship, to maybe host, a section championship, which we normally see on the other side of town. So kudos to Sanger Unified for putting that together.
Yeah, it's first class, that's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
45-23, start the second half. It looks like it's going to be Hornets ball.
Hornets will start with the ball here to begin the second half.
Nice help. There's Ruffin again.
Ruffin's having a really good game. They're just having trouble keeping him off the boards.
He's active. I mean, he goes after offensive rebounds.
Number 2, Jaden Garcia. Shooting 2 at the line for the Hornets is number 11, Jordan Ruffin.
Struggling a little bit from the foul line tonight. He's had some other games where he knocked him down. A little flat in his first few misses. Let's see here if we can get a little more lift. Too short.
In and out. This is 2 in a row. Looks like they're just playing a straight man, Sanger West. So they're kind of fundamentally playing position defense, closing out well. I like this Norton kid. He's kind of a player.
Yeah, he's going to be a good one. He's got good skill set for a sophomore. You figure he's, 15, 16. He's going to grow into his body more.
He's not afraid of the moment. You know what I mean? He's kind of playing like a veteran and like he belongs, and it's
that lob play.
Fun to watch.
There's that lob play.
Let's see if Carvajal can get himself going here.
Yeah, he hasn't forced the issue much. He may have to get more involved. There's Ruffin's presence. Tip.
Out of bounds to Monache. We've got a substitution coming in, number 22, Paredes.
I've been away from the high school game long enough that I don't recognize this officiating crew, but they're really solid. Now, do they take officials from both sections? Both parts of the section?
Yeah, when you get into this level, when you're in the Final Four, you get a mixed crew. Okay. You get some South Valley and some Central Section crews now combining, and you can just tell the difference when it's a mixed crew.
Right.
They've
been very consistent tonight. Sometimes when you get crews together that aren't used to working together, you don't always have the best consistency. Good steal.
Well, he had an open lane to the basket. Ruffin steps over, and he ends up having to give that up, and it's a turnover.
Nice kick. That size of Ruffin caused them to turnover.
Looks like Ruffin's a little gassed, asking for a...
but his presence in there has really discouraged some what looked like easy opportunities to be bypassed.
Well, they're having to overpass because they're seeing him rotate over and they're afraid to get their shot blocked. He's really long. He's walling up, which is exactly what you should be doing.
Substitution for the Hornets. Coming in is number 4, Benji Gutierrez. And number 43, Nate Cadet.
5:18 in the third quarter with Sanger West up 50, Monache 24.
An important 5 minutes too. This is where Hornets have to keep the pressure on and extend the lead, not allow them to get it down around 10 for the fourth quarter, or you could have a game on your hand.
Another nice drive to finish.
He's got long arms.
He's very long. And he likes to go left.
Yeah.
You know, it's his weak hand, and you know he can dribble with either hand, like you said, and he's long and athletic, and he's able to finish with either hand. So good-looking prospect.
Yeah, Gutierrez, they called him on the push-off there on that rebound, so they'll go back to the Marauders.
Substitution for the Hornets coming in is number 1, Maurice Grant.
See what they do here on their OB.
It's a nice play, nice little double screen up top, wheeled off of it. Nice little left-handed finish.
Timeout. Yeah, I wasn't aware that Caleb Bravo with Iceberg Pools was the owner, and recently my son communicated with him about the potential for a full contract, and it's great to see Caleb still see his dad at most of the Sanger High basketball games.
Yeah, that family has always been real supportive of Sanger athletics. You know, it's different having, you know, Sanger West now and kind of splitting the district, and still with the dynamic of having one junior high right now. You know, those are all things that make it tough on who's going where, you know, their freshman year. But, you know, once this middle school opens up in the other gym and the population goes up, they'll be up and running with, you know, their own junior high. It's a good look by Paredes on the perimeter. Nice three-point look.
Three. Nope. Push it. Nice. Nice attack. He's quick and long. You know, a shout out to MaverickTV from Community Day School in Sanger, and Principal Ponce, who has his crews over here covering these games. It's great for the community.
It really is. I mean, I'm walking up. They got trailers. It's a top-notch operation. What this does for kids and an opportunity for them to get this kind of experience through CTE and everything else that's going on within districts now. What a pleasure to see this kind of high-level production going on in Sanger Unified.
Short.
Justin Armbrister goes 1 for 2 for mine.
That was probably the best look he's had all game, and you know, he's just a little out of sync.
Nice kick. They called out of bounds. It tops in.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it maybe grazed the shot clock, but you know, it's really not been the press that's bothered Monache. It's been the man-to-man defense. You know, they're kind of playing position defense, staying in front and causing them to have to run offense, and they're not getting any lazy looks, you know, so it's
and that continual pressure, it really takes its toll later in the game. And it's something, you know, the Marauders are probably not used to in their their league and their area of the section, they don't see this type of continual pressure.
Nice finish by number 21.
Perez with the layup.
That's where they need to get a good look. They got it down to 14, is it? No, excuse me. 24. So yeah, no, they're good. 26. Nice. Good challenge.
Nice block by Carbajal. Oh, nice. Cross-court pass.
The safe lay-in.
Yeah, probably that was the move to make, right?
Yeah.
I know what gets the crowd riled up, but having that 2-point conversion is probably a lot better in the long run.
Got this out to 28 right now. Much needed 3 by the Marauders. Coach is using his timeout for some breaks. You can tell his guys are a little gassed. You can also follow MaverickTV on Instagram. So again, thanks to MaverickTV for these broadcasts.
Yeah, I'm glad to see all our former players kind of out here coaching. When you look at that coaching staff, you have Adrian out there that you and I both had an opportunity to coach. I was an assistant. I believe you were the head coach at that time.
Right.
You know, you got Case out there. I had the pleasure of playing with his brother Tud, Steve.
Right.
You know, so looking at all these guys coming back and kind of assisting and you know, keeping their ties with Sanger West basketball has been fun to watch.
Another standout Sanger Apache, Luke Dillon, the grandson of my former athletic director Gary Gustin, is also an assistant.
That's who that is.
That's who that is. He's
right.
actually a good practice player for him to put pressure on. He was quite the player himself and can still play.
Yeah, I think that's how I started my coaching career.
Yeah, I remember.
I was a practice player.
Good skip.
He's really started to show the full arsenal. You know, inside, outside, getting to the cup.
I'm impressed with the Hornets' discipline defensively. They're not reaching, they're rotating, they're getting off on the help side better when the traps close. They're getting the steals from the tips and the pass out of the pressure.
And this is a great tune-up because, you know, you're going to have to play that way against either McLean or McFarland, whoever you get in the next round.
Right. And if it is McLean, it'll be interesting to see what Coach Paredes chooses to do. I think the only time he got in trouble, nice shot by Norton, was when they extended their full court pressure, they ended up giving up some easy ones at the other end.
Well, I mean, there's certain teams that when you play the same way, they're kind of used to it.
Yeah.
So when you do something a little bit different, you know, it kind of ups the ante a little bit as far as how and what adjustments you got to make that happen. So, you know, the other thing is Salland Arena is a big court.
Yes.
You know, you're talking about depth perception, you know, shooters and
more
having
space,
trouble.
more space offensively to stretch the defense.
Correct. So, you know, I don't want to look ahead, but when you do look at that, it's going to make a difference on how you play over there compared to where, you know, you're playing in a smaller gym with the depth perception's a little bit different.
And win or lose this game or the next, Sanger West is guaranteed a state game. So, you know, that'll be a whole different level of athlete.
Yeah, that's the part I got to check on, only because back in the old days, if you made it to the final, you would be going, whether you were, if you won the Valley title, you normally played at home. If you lost it, you were probably on the road.
Right.
But with the way things are now, with Division I going to 8, they're taking up all the open spots. So it's not automatic anymore if you're a runner-up.
Okay.
And the philosophy behind that is you're sending Division I teams that'll be playing Division III and IV, and you're sending what they would consider our best teams to the state level. The bad thing about that, which I'm not a big proponent of, is teams that are excited about building their programs, that are runner-ups, that don't get in now because they're being swallowed up by Division I teams. You're not getting an opportunity to give those kids an opportunity of a lifetime.
Right.
And you know, that's the thing that's kind of changed with that. But you're seeing now more success at the state level locally because of that.
And you know, I'm an old school coach, so I'm more of the proponent or the support of the school by enrollment. You know, divisional play and state play by enrollment. Parochial and private schools, they should be in their own division. That's the way most other states are, and you know, this whole, you know, power structure of, you know, they almost reward teams that don't do as well to play them down divisions, and you know,
that's the thing that bothers me just about the playoff system in general. I mean, if we're a base Division II and we're just not good enough, we shouldn't be dropping to 3. We should be just out of the playoffs.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's not fair to a Division III school that now you got people dropping into their division, and you're having that one season of a lifetime that, you know, and then you see a team in a higher division drop down. Now, I get moving up, but I don't like the fact that people are moving down.
Right. I think you should be capped on your downward movement based on enrollment. And then, like you say, back in my early 80s and 90s, you know, Edison had a premier program, and they always chose as a smaller size school to play Division I. We were, as a Sanger, we were right on that bubble of a 2 or a 1, and we were really the only 2 in a Division I conference. In the year we played Foothill in the section finals, we lost by 3. They won the state, and we didn't even get to go to state level that year because the number 2 team didn't go.
I mean, it's in some divisions, it's easier to win a state title than it is to win a valley title.
Exactly.
You know, a central section title now. You know, with the coastal schools coming in, St. Joe's and some of the powerhouses, you know, things have changed.
Nice.
And I agree. I mean, there should be a parochial league.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, I mean, it seems like we're playing against parochial schools that are playing with our own players.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, hey, I got no problem if you're playing against other schools that do the same.
Right.
But when you're playing against public schools with our own kids, you know, it makes it tough.
And I grew up in Pennsylvania with high school basketball. When I played, that's the way it was. The private schools and the parochial schools were all in their own separate division. And there were multiple divisions of those, but they didn't compete against the public schools. And you know, it's different back then. I grew up in an area where there's a lot of kids if you had 1,500 kids in a high school. You know, out here, a little different.
And there's this continuous battle of seabeds, right? Should we go back to seabeds, you know? some of the smaller schools feel like they're not, you know, well represented in Division 5 and 6 because you have schools like, you know, McLean and some of the other ones that are in those lower divisions, and you know, and there's, you know, 2,200 kids. You know what I mean?
How do you see the league alignment for the Hornets developing the next couple of years? Will they stay where they're at next year?
It'll be interesting because we're on a year-to-year. We're going into a mega conference next year where the track is going to be joining the CMAC and NYL. There'll be a 22-team conference.
3 divisions?
It'll be 4.
4 divisions.
Yeah. I think it's going to be like a 6-6, 5-5 model, depending on the sport. So, you know, they're looking for a place for Clovis Unified to put, you know, Clovis South.
Right.
They want to dump them in the NYL, you know. They're going through an incubation stage of having only freshmen and sophomores, but are going to have to play a varsity, you know, level. right out the gate. So, you know,
could the Hornets potentially move into Sanger High's conference next year?
You know, right now, I mean, there's going to be a lot of stuff that kind of, with the movement going on. You're going to see some track schools maybe trickle in to CMAC 1. You're going to see some CMAC 1 schools into 2. You're going to see some NYL schools move up. We get in a room every year and we kind of start with base divisions. And that's the other thing that'll change for somebody like Sanger West, right? You know, maybe moving up a base division after this year because of, you know.
Nice move.
What a great take.
Nice move.
What a great take.
Little shoulder roll, go to the right. That was one of my pet moves.
So, you know, those are, I could see them moving up, you know, as well as McLean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, good take. No need, you know, ball up, make him shoot over top.
Arms straight up, he wouldn't have made that
look
shot.
at how long he is.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's just no need
That's
to,
good effort.
to challenge that.
Those are things he'll learn as he plays against better competition. You know, as the Hornets move up in leagues, you know, they're going to be up there soon enough.
Yeah, they're going to move up fast. Like we said, you know, with the infrastructure of Sanger Unified and what they've done, you know, they're coming in up and running. This isn't your normal school, maybe like you're seeing with Central, the new Central, you know, where they're going through some growing pains. I mean, I've seen Sanger West softball, soccer. They're coming in competing right out the gate,
and with the full
aquatics,
right?
The country club sports.
And now with the true split of the middle schools, in the middle school on campus, you know, they have their direct feeders, and the programs both will be able to really, you know, just concentrate on their growth. And you know, a lot of the expansion of this district is in the Sanger West community. But talking with Associate Superintendent Eduardo Martinez, he said something to me that kind of surprised me, that they haven't quite met the expectations of young families in this area of Sanger West. They've had more of an influx of some older families without young children, but I think over time that'll change too. But there'll be quite a bit of growth out here.
You know, you're talking about all the expansion. I mean, you know, and a lot of places in Sanger just, you know, starting to get landlocked and things like that. So, I mean, this is definitely, and then, you know, building a gym like that, I mean, who's not going to want to play in it, right? I mean, so, you know, you're going to be able to keep kids at home.
And I'm not sure with Sanger. I know they have the ag program over at Sanger High, and I'm not sure if there's magnet programs on this campus to allow, you know, student athletes to sometimes make an academic choice of where they go.
I know they have adopted the kind of Clovis Unified transfer model.
Okay.
Sanger
It's a little
Sanger.
different than from where you're at in Fresno.
Yeah, I mean, the most a kid in Fresno Unified would probably get is sit-out period, which is probably about 15 games, where here, if you go Sanger to Sanger West with no move, you're talking about, you know, what they do in Clovis, and that's a year off.
Yeah.
365 hit. Nice take.
Nice We're looking at a 33-point advantage here.
And the right way, right?
Yes,
I mean, you're talking about playing fundamental, playing the right way, and, you know, and showing your full arsenal of just athleticism.
Yeah, I think Coach Paredes will go to his bench here pretty soon. Looks like he's got a host of reserves coming in right now. A couple younger players in the group, a couple freshmen that he moved up. A younger Ruffin, number 30, coming into the game, as well as number 15, maybe. Drake.
You know, the other thing is, you know, Daniel Banuelos, the AD here, has done a fantastic job. It's not easy opening up a school, navigating all the things that come along with it. So, you know, kudos to him and, you know, Ogier to put, you know, this together and the right way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's a class act. It's they're building their own tradition. You got to be happy about what you're seeing, the product of what's going on here with, you know, Hornet athletics.
And I would expect to see that continued growth across athletics, not just, you know, basketball's a little ahead of the schedule compared to maybe some of the other programs, but they're doing it the right way and they're only going to improve. Let's see here, we got a lot of new bodies in the game. Ooh, in and out. Yeah, it's good to get his starters out and rest them. Now the section finals is Saturday a week, Friday night, Saturday.
Yeah, I believe,
week.
According to the CIF website, it looks like, you know, if Sanger West can finish this out, that they'll be playing on the 27th at 4 o'clock at Selland Arena.
Saturday?
That's a Friday.
Friday night, okay.
And it's because sometimes they mix and match with the lower divisions and higher divisions for girls to kind of get, you know, 2 days of you know, great participation by parents and everything else.
And that's such a nice way to do it, to bring all those teams together in 2 nights. I've been impressed by what they've done with that.
Yeah, we were fortunate enough to play at that level at Selland Arena, you know, when I was at Clovis West. And then also, you know, over at Roosevelt. So
I remember. I had my son in one of those games.
Yeah, your son single-handedly gave us that loss when we were up 15 at half. It was Julian, not Jordan. It was Julian that ended up doing a really good job of pressuring our point guard. He was only a sophomore. He panicked. You know, that was the only Valley title we lost when I was there. So kudos to the Bayshore family and Julian, who I believe now is a police officer, correct?
He is in Clovis. And that was the start of a 3-year run for Coach Amundsen when he was at Clovis East, who's now at Fuller.
And I happened to coach with Tim 1 year when I was over there. When I left Sanger, I went over, I was working on my credential, I went over to Clovis East. I helped Tim out do JV, you know, and you know, Tim and I are really good friends to this day because of that.
Yeah.
And then after that, the year after that, I went to Clovis West.
Well, and then his brother at Clovis North. And, you know, as Coach Paredes moves up through the ranks here a little bit and starts playing more of the, you know, Division I, Division II kind of competition, the coaching level goes up quite a bit.
Yeah, no question. And there's a really nice coaching tree in the valley that kind of runs the kind of same system.
Right.
So, you know, you won't be fooling anybody the way, you know, when you get to a higher level, not only is the play at a higher level, but also the scouting is at a higher level.
The coaching, the support of the program, just all the extra things that have to be done. The money's raised, a great opportunity to get some of these younger players in and get the experience of the playoffs.
Well, the thing we always used to say, these kids are at practice every day, they're working just as hard.
Right.
You know, it's your job as a starter to go in, finish this thing out, to allow some of these other kids an opportunity. And you owe it to them as a teammate to kind of, you know, put your best effort, go out there and cheer for them like they've been cheering for you all year.
Exactly, good point. In the last game, too, it got a little chippy early in the fourth quarter with a 30-plus point lead. And it's like, okay, it's time to get your starters out. You don't need to, you know, have a kid get involved in an altercation and get tossed and, you know, miss a game. So
yeah, if you're on the flip side of that, you know, and you're up you're behind 30 points, you got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So I mean,
it is frustrating.
Yeah, and sometimes that frustration comes out on the court, and if you respond to it, I mean, you're the one that's moving on. It could be a tough situation. You're not playing with your best player.
And this Monache team, it's been a rough night. They've been overmatched and outplayed tonight, but they have showed a lot of good sportsmanship. Like you said, it's good to see in a timeout like this. There's only a minute or so left, but you got both benches are completely up supporting the guys that are in the game now.
Well, I'll tell you now that we got a minute left, you know, looking forward to, you know, watching this team play at Selland Arena next Friday at 4 o'clock. You know, congratulations to Sanger West and the whole organization and the coaching staff for getting these kids at a high level at a very quick time, you know.
Right.
And it's been a pleasure just kind of sitting with you and talking basketball.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you coming, Larry, and joining. You know, and there's been a lot of work done in these last several years too. You know, kudos to Scott Spielman too for all the work he put in getting this program started. He brought Coach Paredes in because I know there was a lot of decisions based on family involved with that too. So it's been a great transition for this program. Oh, the fans love these reserves getting their opportunities.
That was a nice little crossover move to get to the cup.
Yeah, he used his
didn't
left
finish,
hand.
but yeah, that was got the crowd going. Nice rebound by Ruffin.
Now, what is the rule, Larry, for the running clock?
I think it's 35 in the fourth quarter. Yeah, we're getting real close to that real quick.
Shoot it again. Got it.
It's good to see a lot of the Sanger High kids here supporting and watching Sanger West, you know, put on an excellent performance today.
I see a lot of old former Sanger High as well as current district administration here, and that's great to see. Well, as we close, again, thanks to MaverickTV and our sponsors tonight, both Maverick Screen Printing as well as Iceberg Pool.
Yeah, and like I said, thank you for having me today.
On to Selland Arena.
Wow, big time.